Hello, my name is Rayanne. I'm a speech therapist for the district and I work at Moses Lake High School. Today I'm going to talk to you about Padlet. Specifically, we're going to be talking about how can I use Padlet effectively with my special ed kids. Are there some things that I can do to increase their ability to interact with this technology and learn the material that I want them to? First thing I did was I got onto the gallery page, and these are already Padlets that were already made up. First one I want to highlight is this Padlet tips and tricks. What I want to stress for this is that since we've begun remote learning, it's become apparent to me, and I think some other of the SPED teachers, is how much our kids were behind in technology. So not only are we asking them to access this material, but we're also asking them to learn and do things that they hadn't done before. For most of my special ed kids, it can take them 4 or 5, maybe 6 times before they feel comfortable enough to interact with it, and then they can access the material. Then they can work on the content. Also on this one, I like that what I see when I look at this page is there's a lot of words on this page. This one I can kind of see, it's like, oh, how do I post? That's easy to read, and then I see this button. I can remember that. But all of these words, that's overwhelming. If I'm a special ed kid and I'm looking at this page, it goes back to, again, how much text there is. There's not a lot of picture clues in here, so if I can't read the word nutrition, at least I can see this, but I might think that this is about bananas. And I can only read half of it, so it's going to be a little bit more difficult. When there's so many words and not a lot of picture cues, it's hard for me to use the strategies I've learned to kind of come up with the meaning of what I want. This one I like because it has the pictures on it. Risk is a big thing for SPED students. It's hard to admit when you can't do something. I would rather admit that I'm not going to do it, that I'm lazy and I don't want to do your assignment, than admit I don't understand your assignment. In Padlet, you can use these GIFs, and you can also use video, and you can use pictures. This is a great way for students to interact and tell you how they feel. And if you need an extended response, then you can contact them personally and say, explain the picture. And most times, they can do that. This is another great one that I like, an example of really accessible for SPED students, because all they have to do is to, mark in their voting. If I had to change it in any way, what I would do is put a video explaining it. Because although I have the pictures in here, I'm not sure I can read every word. So if there's a video explaining this, and then I can look at the picture, and there's some words that I can figure out, then you know that when I vote on my theme, I knew what I was voting on. So those are just some tips and tricks that you can use. Not everything is true for every student, but these should be some helpful strategies to increase your participation.